2025, baby! Another year, another video to make. So 2024, I started out making videos. I started doing, a couple different things, and one of the things I started doing was doing reviews, and I started watching a lot of movies. What I ended up doing in 2024 was I wrote down a list of 13 movies. Now this wasn't specifically 13; they were just the ones that I was looking forward to, the ones that I was looking at and being like, hey, this could be a good movie. This is something that piques my interest, and let's see how things are. Not all of them. I think a few of them got moved over to 2025. Some of them are gonna be on this list here today. But I was like, you know what? So I went through. I looked for a bunch of movies. I googled movies coming out in 2025. I came up of 20. I think it was 23 to 25 movies for this year in 2025. And so I just kind of wanted to go over some of those movies. I'll go over all the movies that I am interested, the ones that I'm paying attention to this year especially. Now, do I think all of these are going to be good movies? No. I do not think these are all going to be good movies. In fact, the reason some of these are on the list is because I expect them to be absolute dumpster fires of a movie. So, let's go ahead and start getting through. And I put this in the order of release from January all the way down to December. Now, in 2024, I went and saw, I had 13 movies on my list. I went and saw 43 movies in 2024. Those are just new releases. I went to the theater 60 times in total. So this is actually just my starter list. And maybe I might actually, at the end of the year, at the end of 2025, I might actually do another video where I go through all of the movies that I watched in 2025 as a comparison. Maybe. But I do like having, I do like recording some of this stuff. It's just interesting to me. It is. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first two are in January, and these are ones that I have seen trailers for at the theater for the January movies. And the two that I have is Better Man, which is, it's about a singer. Don't know the name of the singer, but he's portrayed as a monkey or an ape, as a human-like ape. I guess, and I think it's kind of the way he feels about himself, is the reason why he's an ape. And then the other one is Flight Risk. Mark Wahlberg is playing a hitman who is taking out a guy who is gonna testify against the mob or something like that. According to the trailer. So those two looked kind of interesting. I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna go see a Better Man or not. But Flight Risk does look pretty interesting. We've got actually the next three are actually all coming out the same weekend. Paddington in Peru, Novocaine, and Captain America: Brave New World. Now I have not seen the first Paddington. I watched Paddington 2 because I've heard a lot of people say really, really positive things about it, and especially in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Nicolas Cage watches Paddington 2, and that's his favorite movie. It's the best movie of all time for him. I did not feel the same way about Paddington 2. Paddington in Peru looks cute enough, and I probably will go see it because it seems cute enough. Novocaine is about a guy who cannot feel pain. So it's an action movie with a guy who can't feel pain. And it looks fun. I saw the trailer. I think it looks really cool. Really excited for that one. Captain America: Brave New World. Everything I've heard about this movie sounds like it is going to be a train wreck. So I'm not 100% sure. I think if it's as bad as it sounds, I'll probably go see it, like I did with Kraven the Hunter, and some of the other bad movies I watched in 2024. Go see my worst movies of 2024 video if you want to see more of those. And otherwise, if it's meh, if it's just fine, I'm not even going to pay enough attention to it. If it's dumpster fire, I will definitely go see it. I can't imagine it being really good. So at best, it's mid, and if it's mid, then it's not worth my time. In March, I don't actually remember all the dates of all of these. But in March, I believe, is Snow White. That one sounds like, it looks like it's going to be absolutely atrocious. Everything, again, everything surrounding this movie sounds like an absolute dumpster fire. Snow White is going to be something to bring the marshmallows to. It's going to be a good time. Maybe not. Actually, it's probably going to be a bad time. Let's just be honest. On a side note, the Daily Wire is supposed to be putting out a Snow White and the Evil Queen, their own version on Snow White. I haven't heard anything about a release date about that yet. I don't even know if it's really actually going to come out in 2025. I know that they've been wanting to put it out when Snow White comes out to kind of compete with Snow White, Disney Snow White. So it might be coming out around this time. I'm not entirely sure. The next movie is a Minecraft movie. And a Minecraft movie, well, this does not look good either. This one looks like it's going to be, at best, a very generic, not really all that funny comedy movie starring Jack Black. It does not look like it's actually going to be very good at all. I am a Minecraft fan. I have played thousands of hours in Minecraft. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if I will go see this movie. If it's really bad, again, really bad, go see the movie. Really good, go see the movie. In the middle, I'm not entirely sure if the brand itself, if I'm going to be interested enough for a meh movie, a fine movie. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Who knows? The next movie is A Death of a Unicorn. This is an A24 movie. I've seen the trailer for it. I think it looks really interesting. Really interesting. This is one I'm definitely looking forward to. The next movie is Mickey 17. This is a movie about a guy in space who he gets replicated or cloned, I guess. So this would be the 17th Mickey. And I think, according to the trailers, it seems like one Mickey, without one of them dying, there's a clone, and so there's two Mickeys at the same time. Starring Robert Pattinson. This looks like a lot of fun. This was actually one that was on my 2024 list that got moved over to my 2025 list. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Obviously, I'm going to go see the next Mission Impossible movie. I'm not going to miss this one. I went and saw the last Mission Impossible movie, the Dead Reckoning. I guess it used to be called Part 1. Now it's just called Dead Reckoning, I'm guessing. But I really enjoyed Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. That was the only Mission. It's the only Mission Impossible movie I have seen in theaters, and I've seen all of the Mission Impossible now. So I am absolutely excited to go see this one. The next one is Lilo and Stitch. I have not actually seen the original Lilo and Stitch, and I might actually go watch this without watching the original Lilo and Stitch. Who knows? Maybe it happens. The next one on the list is Ballerina, and this is another one from 2024 that got moved over to 2025. And it's a John Wick spin-off of, I think, taking place between John Wick Chapter 3 and 4. And from what I've heard, it has a cameo from the man himself, John Wick. But of course, another John Wick movie. I loved John Wick Chapter 4 when that came out in 2023. Almost 2 years ago now. That's insane. But yeah, love John Wick. Gonna go see the next one, absolutely. How to Train Your Dragon, a live-action remake of How to Train Your Dragon. This one I am really on the fence about because I can't think of a good reason why, or a good way to make a How to Train Your Dragon remake any good. Because if you change it up, I'm not gonna like it. If you're a shot-for-shot remake, it's just like turning on the it's like RTX on switch. Like, I don't know. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I'm not sure if this is going to be a movie that I'm actually going to like seeing, or if this is going to be a movie that I'm going to absolutely trash on. I don't like the fact that DreamWorks is getting on the same bandwagon Disney's been getting on with How to Train Your Dragon. I love the movie. I love How to Train Your Dragon. I love the series, whole series. I don't like that they're doing this. I don't like that they're doing this. So I'm looking at it. paying attention to it, I can't think it's going to be good. I think at best it's just going to be like the Disney live action remakes where people are going to be like, well, what's the point of this? 28 years later, I have not seen any of the, I have not seen 28 Days Later. I have not seen 28 Weeks Later. I do plan to watch those movies to see if I do want to in fact watch 28 Years Later. I saw the trailer for this and I thought it looked interesting. I'm not a zombie movie guy. I am not. But maybe I could be. I mean, I didn't think I was a disaster movie guy. But I saw Twister, and I saw Twisters, and I loved them. So, hey, you never know. Got to give it a chance, and maybe I might find something new. Jurassic World Rebirth. I didn't realize this was coming out until I Googled up movies. A new Jurassic World movie? Why not? Sure, why not? Superman. This is a big deal, really. When they rebooted the DC universe at the end of at the beginning of 2023, actually, and they announced that they were going to do that. James Gunn was going to do a Superman movie. I was like not excited at all. I was like, I don't know if he can do a good job with this movie. I don't know, but there's a lot hanging on Superman in 2025. There's a lot hanging on this movie. DC has not had a good track record, especially over the last few years. So if this is their launch of the DC universe, this is it. If this is not a home run, if this is not awesome, if it's a flop, DC's in big trouble. And believe me, I am a big DC fan. I love DC more than Marvel by a long shot. I grew up more with DC stuff and everything, specifically with Legos. But so for me, a great Superman movie, awesome, gotta have it. But this is honestly the fate of superhero movies. I feel like is on the shoulders of Superman. A lot of people were saying the same thing about Deadpool and Wolverine. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, what are you talking about? Deadpool and Wolverine is just kind of a one-off. But Superman is the start of the DC universe. And if it doesn't knock it out of the park, then people are like, oh, DC is just kind of trash. Because this is the start of the universe. It's not a one-off. It's not a side thing. Deadpool and Wolverine, it wasn't ever going to be part of the MCU. The MCU, like DC universe, is starting over, so it gets a chance to it gets a chance to kind of say sweep everything under the rug, and then just be like, here's the new thing, and you can start off from here, and you can continue to build that momentum, and get something great. But if you flop it, then people are like, well, DC's gone. Marvel's not doing great. Will it kill Marvel? No. I mean, Marvel's already dying anyways. Fantastic Four First Steps, the next movie on the list. I really hope this is a good movie. I really do. We need a good Fantastic Four movie, and we need some good movies in the MCU. Can they? I don't know. I don't really think Marvel can rebuild that momentum back up into Doomsday. I don't think so, but they've got 3 movies coming out this year: Captain America: Brave New World, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four: First Steps. To try to do that, and I don't know if they can do it. Also, you may have noticed I haven't mentioned Thunderbolts. That is because I'm not really all that interested in it. Just straight up. It's like a Suicide Squad or Guardians of the Galaxy type movie, but it's a superhero team up where everybody has the same superpower of like super soldier serum, basically. Everybody's just peak athlete. It's like, okay, that's kind of boring. Saw 11. This is another movie that, again, I haven't really seen. It's one that was, I think, initially slated to release in 2024, and it is now slated to 2025. I haven't seen anything about it, but it is on the list. So, Michael is one of the musical biopics of, this one is of Michael Jackson, and I really liked Elvis. It's really the only one that I've seen, I think, up to this point. I think Better Man is, but yeah, so I think, yeah, hey, you know, if it's not too good, then I'd probably just skip this one. Tron Ares. This is one that, I mean, I've seen both Tron movies. I was actually pretty bored watching the Tron movies. So you might be kind of wondering, like, wait, what? If he was bored by those Tron movies, why does he have Tron Ares? And I mean, to be honest, Tron Legacy was a spectacle. It was a visual spectacle. I was just bored. I don't know, maybe that was me or something. I don't know, but I'm interested in seeing Tron Ares. I mean, I don't have to like the other two. I'm just like, well, might as well, you know? Just, I don't know. The visual style of it, at least. Now You See Me 3. I have both Now You See Me, 1 and 2, and I really enjoyed those. Now You See Me 3. Okay. Let's give it a shot. Wicked for Good. So I saw Wicked when it came out. Was it November, right? Yeah, I think it was November. Yeah, I saw Wicked the week it came out. Really enjoyed it. So of course, Wicked Part 2, or it's now called Wicked for Good. Absolutely. Definitely going to go see that one. Zootopia 2. Sure. Why not? Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Cool. I enjoyed the first one. Let's watch the second one. And then Avatar, Fire and Ash. Again, a lot of these are just like, I like what they had before. Why not? You know? Even though the Avatar ones are kind of a little interesting, because you kind of forget about them, really. Like, they make $2 billion at the box office. Like, these are hits. But then everybody just kind of forgets about them. I saw both of them in theater in 3D in 2022 for the first time. So actually, yeah, Avatar re-released in theaters, and I got to see it for the first time in 3D at the theater. And then Avatar Fire and Ash, or Avatar Way of Water, saw that when it came out. And then Avatar Fire and Ash, gosh, it was 3 years later. Wow. Okay, yeah, 3 years later, because that's coming out in December of 2025. Yeah, 3 years after the other one came out. Wow. One other movie I want to mention, Beyond the Spider-Verse. I hope it's coming out in 2025. I really do. I really hope it does. I really liked the other Spider-Verse movies. Right now, it doesn't have a slated release date. Really hope it comes out in 2025, but there's no guarantee because they don't have any like slated release dates or anything like that. So that is the whole list of movies that I have looked up and I have seen trailers of or anything like that, and I thought, hey, I think this one looks good or this one sounds good, and I'm gonna go see this. And really, I guess at the end of the year, maybe I'll make a video on just talking about all the movies that I watched in 2025. And maybe there's, you know, like it's fun to kind of compare and contrast, you know, see like, okay, here are the movies that I was paying attention to, here are the movies that I expect to watch, and here are all the movies that I did watch. Last year, there's a massive difference in 2024. In 2023, I didn't really, I didn't take a picture, like a screenshot of the whole list that I wrote out at the beginning of 2023, because I've been doing this for a couple years now. But yeah, like I do a lot of tracking and everything like that. I make as the year progresses, I do my ranking as the year progresses. So I just kind of like after I see a movie, then I kind of rank it, and then sometimes I'll go in and kind of rearrange stuff, depending, being like, oh, you know, this one I think Because I think with yeah, like my top 5 got rearranged quite a lot because I kept thinking about like, like, do I like this movie over this movie? Would I rather watch this movie over this movie? Yeah, and I think, I don't know how many, but yeah, like in 2024, there's like 13 movies I put down on the list. I think in 2023, I might have gone and seen only like 15 movies. I think that's kind of the reason why I kind of started doing this in the beginning of the year and kind of keeping track of this is because like I started seeing like a bunch of movies that I hadn't even paid attention to in the like previously. And there have been a lot of movies. Actually, my number 1 movie of 2024, The Substance, was a movie that that actually didn't even play in all theaters. It wasn't playing at my local actual theater. I had to go to our we have a theater downtown. It's one screen, and it normally plays like older movies. Sometimes it'll play new releases and whatnot. It was the only theater in the city I'm living in that played The Substance, and I think it played like 2 different showings, and coworker of mine was like, "Hey, we should go watch this movie." She sent me a trailer, and I was like, "Oh, this looks interesting." And we go and watch it, and it became my number 1 movie of 2024. It's like, I just love it when your favorite movie of the year you didn't even see coming. You somehow found you, and like either a trailer or something like that. You decide to go and watch it, and you're like, "Whoa, this was great." And that movie, it's probably not on this list. If that happens again, I can't really count on it happening again. I mean, it's happened 3 times, the last 3 years, 2022, 2023, and 2024. Who knows? I can't predict that because I don't know it yet. So that's my list. Thank you guys for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you got it this far, and maybe check out one of my rankings for 2024, my best of 2024 or my worst of 2024. Might find something you like. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you later.